Animal Paranormal Live. Go! And we are live. You're on Animal Paranormal Live. Your host, The Animal. What is up? We are talking about all things paranormal. I'm just going to get it straight here. I have an amazing guest on the show from Paranormal Adventures, also Paranormal Lockdown. He's done amazing things all around the world. I'm just going to give it up here. Nick Groff.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What is up, brother? How is it going, man?
Good. Things are good. Just been super busy and man, time is flying by. Flying by.
It's been a while since I last seen you, man. I think it's been about like a year or so.
Yeah, it's been a year. I know. I felt like yesterday we were at Hinsdale House filming and just uncovering stuff, and then all of a sudden here we are a year later. It's just wild, you know?
Yeah, the Hinsdale House, that was a pretty amazing place. Just experience there and stuff that happened. And it was just, I love Dan there. He's a great person. Just the things he's doing there, restoring the place. It's just really cool stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Dan Class. Yeah, he's an amazing guy. I mean, he's a good friend of mine. He's just one of those guys that is super genuine. He'll give his shirt off your back. You know, he's just like a good guy. And I remember the first time meeting him about, what's it been, 5 years? Almost 5 years now. And the first day I actually came to the Hinsdale House was just, it's not like a coincidence. It happened. The Hinsdale House draws you to it. That's a location that just, I didn't know what I was getting into. And here we are 5 years later, and it's a huge part of my life. And I just been uncovering and working with Dan and working with different investigators. I was just there a couple weeks ago, and it was wild.
Dude, how did that go? I saw you did a live event. How did the event turn out? A lot of people show up. I didn't really get to see what was going on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it was interesting. I wanted to do this experiment, was like more thought form, to try to put your energy out into the environment and work together as kind of this unit, you know. And we had a ton of people, but we had to limit it down to a small group. So there's only a handful of people that we had to pretty much limit. But yeah, within 24 hours, we pretty much were locked, and I flew out there. It was a week that I spoke to Dan, and I just said, we got to do this experiment. There's something that's drawn us back, and we just got to uncover more things. And it was really weird. It's like, the group of people came from all over the country. And basically when we got together there, we started to realize that, like, there's more things to just the property than what we thought. There's been all these mysteries and legends and stories and kind of folklore revolving around the location through generations.
Yeah.
But it's always a mystery of, like, what exactly is haunting that property. 1 minute we think it's this, the next minute we think it's that. Then we try to categorize things into cryptids or UFO or ghost or phenomena. But I think it's a combination of everything. So it's really fascinating to me.
Well, especially in the woods back there, like Dan was telling me, there's stuff just happening all the time back in those woods. Not just the house, but the woods itself is pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the woods, I had a weird experience up there. Pretty much I was standing there by myself, and all of a sudden I saw these, like, what sounded like this wild turkey just lands from the tree down the ground and starts, like, thumping its feet and walking to me and just disappeared into, I don't know, the darkness. And it was so strange. And then Dan shows me a picture from somebody who captured these glowing red eyes up in the tree, and you could actually see the figure and stuff.
Wow.
Around the same time, I think that I was up in that area. So I don't know. It's a weird location. It fascinates me, and it's definitely like this energetic draw that it keeps psychically in this, like, kind of, it brings you back every time. It's like that sensitivity that gets under my skin like no other location. I don't know what it is, but we're still uncovering stuff today. Obviously, that we've been working on this massive documentary that it's going to be coming out at the beginning next year. So we're really excited about. We haven't announced it yet. We don't want to give away too many details, but we're kind of wrapping it up. Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's like nothing else you've ever seen. It's put it this way: it's a true investigation. That kind of, it plays on the par with True Detective / a real investigation, and it's just it's
Yeah.
amazing how it's unfold and cinematically beautiful. So I'm really excited for people to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited. The one thing I like, I can't forget. I don't know if you remember when the car started up by itself. There,
Yeah, I
a
do.
lot of people freaked
Yeah,
out when that happened.
I know.
But
Yeah,
yeah, man.
it was weird.
But yeah, man. So what else is going on, man? What other news? I saw you got Death Walker coming out. I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited about that. I saw the trailer on it. It was really kick ass, man. It was really awesome. I loved it.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, no, I worked really hard on it. You know, I had this vision of just going out and kind of going on this journey and trying to push the paranormal forward. I think we forget about these conversations that kind of all intrigued us when we were little kids or growing up, or just anytime that you got fascinated in the paranormal, there's like this intrigued conversation that you begin to talk to your friends, family, loved ones, whatever it is, and you share experiences and conversate about it. And everybody has their own ideas and theories. But that's the cool thing about the paranormal, right? It's such a mystery, and the whole journey of life, the journey of death, beyond what else is out there, the conceptual idea of how can we push the boundaries beyond what we comprehend right now. And I think that's the beautiful thing of everything is we want to learn in life, and the only way to learn in life is to evolve as a human being and put yourself out there into these environments that are claimed to be haunted and so on, and just dig a little bit deeper, pull back the layers, get to the core of the elements of why these places are having these paranormal activities happen. So that's kind of, we went back to our roots, and it was my cousin Justin and I, we hit the road and we decided to go all these locations. We're excited, 10 different locations. And what I wanted to try different was just my journey into the perspective of what I see, what I feel, and basically combine that to two locations into 1 hour episodes, and take two locations and compare them based on evidence and validation and experiences and conversations, and see how they can kind of validate each other, to
Yeah.
paranormal claims. And I think that was really interesting part, but it's also the narrative and the story that kind of layers in this like weird kind of spiritual journey, which is kind of unique, I feel, and it's different. And I really loved it. And I think it's time to push the paranormal forward. It's been years of just doing this, and there comes a point where it's like, how can we pick it? How can we take it up a notch? So I'm excited about Deathwalk. I think people are going to be thrilled by it.
Yeah.
It's back to the roots. It's raw. It's cinematic. It's beautiful. It's the narrative story is just, it's really cool. I feel like it's gripping, and the evidence is just super compelling. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch. When does it come out?
Halloween Day. So we just signed a really big deal internationally. It's going right now. We're going to announce really soon. I was just talking to them today about some really cool news that we're going to have coming up for international, like United Kingdom, all over the world. Right now, Halloween, we're launching limited time right now on VidiSpace. If you go there, you can get the whole season for pretty much $9,
Oh,
$9.99.
wow.
It's so you can get all episodes right now if you pre-order and get involved in that right now. It's up there right now on vidi.space, and there's a link for it. I've been posting about it and stuff like that, but it's going to be limited up there in the US. But we're about to announce some really big news where it's going to be all over the place really soon. So the future is kind of what we're doing, I believe. It's time for more than just the broad spectrum of people to see stuff and say, hey, you
Yeah.
have to only go here or you have to go here. I'm trying to push it everywhere, and I'm working really hard right now to get it out to every single outlet that is big, so everybody in the world can see it no matter where you are. So we're working hard on that. So I mean, that's exciting news. And I think it was interesting just to kind of go through everything that it's been, and just get back to the roots, man. So excited about that. And
Uh,
then we have this massive live event coming up. So
I was just going to
it's
talk
been
about
wild.
that. I talked to Bob. Is it Bob, the guy who does
Yeah,
the bone? Yeah, I was
yeah,
just
the
talking.
Bone Finder. Yeah, he's
Yeah, ever
awesome. Love
ever
that guy.
since last year, I've been talking to him a lot,
Yeah.
especially with Lee. Lee, if you remember Lee, we've been
Oh
talking
yeah,
to him a lot, and he said because Rhode Island's my hometown, so that place is really close to the neck of my woods.
yep,
So yeah,
yeah.
so what's going on over there? Is a big event going on? I hear.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited. So we decided that we team up with Corey and Jen, who the owners of um, you know, the house that pretty much inspired the Conjuring movie from the 2013 Conjuring movie. So we're really excited about this location because I went there a couple times, and my good friend Lee Kirkland, he's like, "Man, you got to swing by here. You got to check it out." And I've been, I grew up in New England. It's like, why haven't I
Yeah,
been there? So
yeah.
it never kind of crossed my radar till my buddy was up there, Lee and Jennifer, and I went up there and I met Corey and Jen. I was like, man, these people are awesome. Like they do an amazing job with the location. I've heard all the stories. Sometimes I get a little wary with like locations that are overblown or hyped up from Hollywood movies or whatever. It's
Hmm.
like I don't know what to believe sometimes anymore. It's like the internet and all this crazy stuff. It's like,
It's
what
all
is
crazy
there?
things out there.
Yeah, you know me, man. You worked with me at the
Yeah,
Hinsdale, and I really like to dig deep and push it a little bit further and really get to the bottom of like, what else can we discover within the unknown rather than just like the same old redundant pseudoscience or whatever, and just kind of, probe around in the dark for an hour or two. I
mm,
don't know. I'm just kind of more like I just want to figure things out. I think not to prove or disprove or say this and that. I think it's for my own personal journey to like just evolve and like create conversations with people and just listen to people's experience and share these kind of documented evidence and see what we can do to like, push it a little bit further. Life is short, man.
yeah,
It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Life is short. Every
yeah,
second we're talking, we're kind of passing away here, and it's kind of a wild journey that we go on through this roller coaster of highs and lows. But it's a matter of like how you make a difference and how you kind of ripple affect the universe before it's your time to go and evolve into that next energetic form when you release from this body. So I'm kind of on that mission. I'm like, I woke up a couple of years ago. I'm like, this is it. This is my
yeah,
mission. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to discover something great. We're going to change things. We're going to make a difference in like the realm of the spectrum that we kind of perceive things. And I feel like that's what we've been doing, teaming up with great people like Lee, Bob, Dan Class, other people that I'm really cool with in the paranormal
yeah,
industry. I mean, pretty much friends with everyone, and I'm so sick and tired of like this divided like paranormal groups here and there. And,
yeah.
I wear
It,
this. It's like, let's all come together. I'm cool with everyone. I'll talk to anyone. I'll chill with anyone. I'll go investigate with anyone as long as it's compelling and, good people that I work with. But I hate drama, so
yeah,
I'm just kind of
I'm
doing
with
my
you.
thing, man.
Well,
So
it's like ever since the Hinsdale when you invited us up there, like you and Dan, like that was a life changer for me. Like number one, like ever
yeah,
since like we did that, it like I felt like my journey just like went off because before that I was like I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. Before this, like I've always been in the paranormal, but ever since I was a
yeah,
kid, but it was like on and off and stuff. And
yeah.
since I've known Lee for 20 years and we've done stuff back and forth and stuff, and
Mhm.
but like ever since he asked me, want to go to New York and go diving with Nick Ruff, I'm like, why the hell not? It's like it just took off there and stuff, and I started doing podcasts and stuff, and got invited to events, and it was just like it's like just holy crap, it's just
Yeah,
cool to talk to people and just have unity and just like just be friends with people and meet people that you've never met. Like I've met so many people now in the paranormal universe. Not just that, but people who believe in Bigfoot, UFOs,
yep,
who have different belief systems. If it's Satanism, Christianity, Buddhism, it's all about that love and divine. That we come together as one and just be there for each other.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's a part of life, though, right? It's a part of
yeah,
life. We're all born into this world, right? We're all individually different, but we all have some sort of quest or journey that we have to go through. Um, sometimes we're challenged. I feel we're all challenged with something. Like some stuff can be dramatic, some stuff can be personal, some stuff, can be whatever it is that
hmm
you kind of perceive it as. But I think ultimately we are all human beings when we strip down and take away all these materialistic things and this kind of 2D world that we're looking through. But I believe there's other stuff out there. Look at how we're discovering new things, beyond our universe. Look at other planets. Look at other, life form that there definitely has to be out there. I think that we'd be naive to sit here and say this is it. um I want to believe there's something else greater. I
yeah,
feel personally there's something else greater than just this. I mean, some people are born in this world and they call this hell, or however you want to put it as, it's like third world countries digging through trash, not knowing what to eat or survive, and or diseases and stuff like that, and then boom, you're just cut short.
yeah.
So it's just like one of those things that you have to never give up in life, and you have to be passionate about anything that you put your mind to and push forward and say, I'm going to conquer that. Tomorrow's a new day. And just keep pushing, man, because when we're gone, it's like, what do you have? Do you have something that's like this material, or something that you can take to the grave, or that car that you think's cool, or whatever, your cell phone?
Yeah,
No, man, it's love, passion, and the integrity of your own heart and soul and energy that you leave behind, that whatever you've impacted. And it can be as simple as your family members, your children, your loved ones, or it can be, something even greater that impacts millions. It just depends on how and what, takes you to that course of life.
yeah,
But I mean,
agree.
that that's a part of just traveling through it, and then you talk to people who believe in reincarnation, or going through the cycle of life and having different lives that you have to go through until you get to that one that's right, And I feel like I'm living it right now, that it's right.
Yeah,
I feel like this is my life finally. I probably lived like 20 lives, and I'm like, finally,
yeah.
this is it. I don't know if I'm an alien from some other galaxy planet, and it just took me this long to mature into this body right here. I
Well,
don't
some
know,
people
man.
call me Bigfoot, so
Right.
I.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? That's it. Never
I
know,
should just
man.
crawl out in the woods sometime and just like
Yeah.
act like Bigfoot or something, see what people do.
Hey, you know what? Harry and the Hendersons was a badass film. So I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
dude. Oh man,
Harry was a cool dude. He chilled with
dude.
that family.
I'll never forget when he jumps and like ends up in the attic, and he comes up and you see his head making that big smile.
Yeah. Yeah, he's driving in the car and his head just sticks out the top of the sunroof and stuff. Yeah.
And the sirens and stuff like that to get through
Yeah.
traffic. I
Dude.
just need to do that, man. Just get a Bigfoot costume.
Seriously, Halloween's coming up, buddy. Halloween's coming up
Dude,
right around the corner.
man, I would love to be at the Conjuring house on Halloween.
It's gonna be wild. Yeah, man. So we decided that let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's kind of figure out the mysteries of this location. I feel like a lot of the facts and folklore and stuff like that has been dragged into 15 different places. So but I mean, you get Hollywood movies and stuff like that comes along, and that's what happens. You get stuff that's just going to be blown out of the water to make a scary film. Look, I like the Conjuring film. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
me too.
I love films though. I'm a film fanatic, so I'll watch
Yeah.
anything and I'll tell you if it's good or bad, or if it, I don't know. I'm always looking for something cool to take away from, but I feel like this location was really cool. I really love the owners. I feel like I've become really good friends with them, to be honest with you. They're good people. Corey and Jen, hello. I really dig them, and I don't know. I've been talking to them a lot, and I just respect what they're doing. They're solid, loyal people, so that just tells me a lot about anything that's going on. But it's such a weird location. It definitely has an energy about it. The property is basically similar in ways to how the Hinsdale is, where it's like the
Yeah.
property and the energy. So I feel like there's something ancient, there's something interesting there that's within the property. Kind of dwells at the house in a strange way,
Have you
kind
had
of
any weird
lurking.
experiences there or
I did
any
outside,
moments?
yeah, yeah, on the property. I walked all through the house. I've been there over the weekend. I was filming the new promo you guys saw that came out
Yeah.
for the live event that we have coming up on October 29th to November 1st. So it's a 3-day live event. October 30th. Everyone can go right now for $5. You can pretty much get your ticket right now and watch it 24-hour access starting October 29th. And then on October 30th, we're coming in there with our team, and we're going to investigate the location with equipment, bring in the geoport. We're going to basically drive everything to a seance that is going to take place on October 30th.
Wow.
So we're really excited to try to do something different and make contact with, whatever has been there. And I really just want to kind of discover something new. I think we've all heard the stories, and we've heard the legends, and we've heard this and that, but I think there's something interesting about this location. I feel like we can get some communication, intelligent communication, or evidence that will help point us in the right direction to really find something genuinely um like factual, rather than just hearsay or just some theories or something like that. I
Yeah.
feel like I love hearing people's experiences. I do it too. I express and talk about all my experiences I've had, but I think it becomes a real thing when something you can discover, and uncover in the reality in the midst of things. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But I think everyone's going to not want to miss pretty much what we're going to do and stuff like that. October 30th coming up. So check that out. But yeah, walking around the location, it's interesting energy. The
Mhm.
energy has been strange to me, but I got kind of familiar with it, almost like, I don't know, maybe it's familiar with me now. I should reverse that. It's like maybe comfortable and kind of waiting, lurking, wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's strange because I can go to a location, stay there for 3 days, stay there for four, go back several times over a decade, and then suddenly, like, woof, something crazy happens. You never know,
Wow.
man. You never know. It's like Hinsdale. We went there well, I've been there for the course of over 4 or 5 years, and then all of a sudden, all these things kind of like this happens and that happens, and then whoa, what is this? And then we were there last year and discovered something incredible. That
Yeah.
was mind
I'll never
blowing.
forget that. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was
Which we can't
insane.
talk about, but yeah, like,
We're
dude,
close to being able to talk about because it's that's what I'm
I,
talking about, man. When it becomes a reality, it's different, It's
I
not
was blown
hearsay
away
anymore.
about that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was,
me
like
too.
I said, that changed my life. Like that day, even though it was a couple of days we were there, dude. Like that
Yeah.
freaking place. Like I even told Daniel because I've been talking to him a lot lately, and like the second, oh, what was it? When I came back to Florida, like I was having dreams about the forest calling me, which was very weird. Like I kept having the same dream. Like felt like something like was telling me to go back there,
Hmm.
and it happened for a week, and then it stopped after that. But it was just the craziest experience. And I told Daniel, and he's like, "Dude, he's like that forest that calls a lot of people."
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. When I first was about to go to the location for 2 weeks prior 2 weeks out to go to the location, I started having these weird dreams where this kind of this lady spirit, I guess I kind of define her as, would come to me in my dreams about 2 3 a.m. in the morning, wake me up, and I'd get out of my bed and I walk around, and then all of a sudden I would visually in my head see her, and it was like a forewarning of, this is what's going to happen when you go to the Hinsdale house. And I had no clue what was happening. I was like, oh, what is this? Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't know. So I get there. I talked to Tim Shaw, who's on
Yeah,
the property, who I spoke to and interviewed, and he tells me it's crazy. That's what happens to everybody. Everybody has these kind of dreams and visions about the house, and they have that happen, and it's a draw, and then you kind of have a piece of you that's taken,
yeah.
and there you are at Hinsdale. So that's a location, man, that is definitely on the top list
Hmm.
that I've ever been to, that I would claim to be not only just haunted, but spiritually something that is far greater than what we actually comprehend or can try to figure out or understand at this point of our in our life. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm actually going back there next year in March.
nice.
So
You gonna
I'm in pretty.
investigate it?
No, me and my daughter are doing a little filming project.
Oh, nice, awesome.
So it's
That's
kind of
cool.
gonna be like a little TV small mini series kind of thing, which
Nice, dude.
we'll talk about later. But it's
Okay.
kind of on a hush hush. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool because like I could talk about this. My daughter, she's been like she's my stepdaughter. She's
Hmm.
ever since I met her, she's been into the paranormal and just seeing things. It's just amazing how she's grown up to be, a young kid and just wanting to find out more and research. And I think it'd be cool to, like, I thought I was like, why don't we just do something together, be something unique and different, like bring your kid to an investigation
Yeah,
and make it out of a little kind of series.
that's cool.
So yeah, so lately, like me and Lee, we've been kind of doing like a little kind of documentaries together and stuff like that. And I'm going to be doing the one with my daughter at the
Nice.
Hinsdale house. So yeah, so a lot of cool things are happening there. We'll see what happens.
That's cool, man. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah,
I'm always curious about people's experiences at that location. So, recently, Dan and a bunch of people were saying they keep capturing my name. Like,
yeah,
Nick's
I've been here.
back, Nick's
Yeah,
coming. Did you hear that too?
yeah, I've heard something about say Nick Groff or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened when it was when we were broadcasting live. Everyone can go and see it. It's on Vidi Space right now. If you sign up, there's a 14-day free trial right now. cancel anytime to vidi.space streaming platform. And it's a streaming platform for the independent artists like ourselves. I have a ton of content up there right now. There's tons of films, there's tons of documentaries, good people, paranormal groups, and basically we were broadcasting and streaming live to VidiSpace at the Hinsdale House recently, and we, some there was weird things happening, and we were using the geoport, and my name was coming through, but it was also indicating something that I've never knew before. And a couple of people were there. They started picking up on this little boy. I think one of the gentlemen's names that was there was Jerry, and he was actually picking up on this boy. He went to the closet upstairs near Mary's room, and then um, Tessa was there, and she was picking up on this boy that was there too, and some other people were talking about it. And then all of a sudden, through Geoport, we were hearing
Oh,
indications back to this boy. There's a whole story around this boy who was brought there, out of his own will and stuff, and basically put there. And then I don't know what exactly happened to him. It's kind of hearsay, but basically he was dragged and pushed on the stairs, and he died there. Um, it's a lot. It's a long. It's just a weird story because it's hard because there's, in this world we have to kind of back stuff up with facts, but I really strongly believe what we were feeling, experiencing, and it was validating with each other in a group too at the same time. It wasn't just personally me, it was several different people, and we were after the fact saying it to each other. Wait, did you feel this? Do you sense this? Did you hear this too? And then also our device was picking up on the same things and communicating in real time and saying intelligent responses back about this boy. So I mean, what's the coincidences, man? I don't
yeah.
really believe in coincidences. I believe in, like, not just hard facts, but also shared experiences. And I think that's what it was all about for the live Hinsdale event, was to have this kind of orchestrated shared experience and basically kind of put our own thoughts in out there into the environment. And there was a weird moment when everything was happening and Geoport was talking and communicating, then all of a sudden everything went silent. When we all said and thought as a group, whoever is out on the property, because I believe there's something on the
Yeah.
property that tries to get into the house, and something in the house tries to keep it out. And it's more like, I don't know, it's weird. It's not like there's positive or negative, like we perceive things like good and bad. I think it's something just in between of something,
Well,
and everything went silent. The geoport went silent. It was talking away, then all of a sudden, woo, and it just went silent. And then
huh.
I just felt static electricity go through my body, like it moved through the wall of the house into my body, and electricity just went through my hand into the geoport. And even Tessa and everyone who was there sitting next to me went, there's a cold mass of air around all of us in this like circle that we had formed, and everyone was feeling this energy, and it was like, holy shit, we were all in sync. It was like wild,
Wow.
man. Like, that's a shared experience in this kind of experiment that we wanted to do, and it worked. It was wild. And I love doing that because it shows that sometimes you don't have to just be by yourself, or you don't have to like really search after it and run around in the dark or whatever all the time. Sometimes it's like patience and it's waiting, and it's like really drawing each other's energies to this entity, or whatever we want to define it as. And that's kind of what triggered all those things. So it was incredible.
Well, didn't you do something with Paranormal Lockdown at the Hinsdale? Like you had a really
Yeah.
crazy experience there that it kind of followed you for a while, didn't it?
Yeah, so that was our first location we actually did, was for Paranormal Lockdown season 1. We went to the Hinsdale house. Weird story how it happened. It fell into my cousin Justin research, and then he basically, I don't know, it's weird how it happened, but we ended up going there. Weren't prepared for it, or I wasn't. And then basically after all that stuff that happened, went back again, and then some weird stuff led us to some other places. And yeah, it was kind of like lingering for a bit, but I think it was more upset that um the stories and kind of the facts and stuff of the location weren't being told. And basically it was just like, no, this is what you do. So it was kind of guiding us in a weird way. I kind of accepted it, to be honest with you, and just rolled with that. And then basically things started lifting and getting a little bit more interesting, and that's what it's been for the last 5 years.
Wow.
So cool location. But I mean, that's kind of what we're going to do at the our live event, from what they based the house, the Conjuring house on. So we're going to be going there. And I'm excited about that. Everyone should check it out. The link is up on my page. If you just click on my bio, the bio is up on the top of my social media. But if you click on that or share the link in here, basically it says a seance revisited. That's the link you click on, and it will take you to the ticket page. It has all the information, how to watch. It's going to be streaming worldwide, so everybody
Wow,
worldwide can
that's
see it.
cool.
Yeah, there's no limit on it. There's no geo block, so everyone can watch, and it's going to be crazy. I'm really curious. The interesting part about doing this, it's gone viral. Actually, went viral the other day. Our good friend Josh from Exploring with Josh, and our good friends Corey and Jen and John over there, and I mean, so many people. We also have Larry and Deb coming in, who related to Ed and Lorraine Warren, and my good friend John Zaffis, who
That'd be
obviously
cool.
was related to them. And I know Tony Sparrow was there the other day. So, and also I'm just excited, about how things are going to go. And obviously, I'm going to give Andrea Perry a call too, because she's. I got to talk to her also, because there's just been like interesting things that have been happening, and I just want to kind of bring everyone together. It's time,
Yeah.
man, to really just pull back the veil and see what we can actually push forward in this world. So I don't know if it's going to be like Stranger Things, where the upside down world comes comes, but I
Well,
guess we'll find out soon enough.
I
We
don't know what,
can't get crazier than 2020 already. I mean, come on.
dude,
the
man.
the reality is 2020 has been ridiculous.
It's
So
been crazy, man. It's been up and down. It's like
yeah,
you go to a store, it's like put your mask on, which I don't have a problem with mask. That's fine.
right. Yeah.
But it's like a new thing. Like you walk to the door and then you're like, shoot, I forgot my mask. It's like gonna walk back to the car, go all the way back and stuff like that. I've done
Yeah.
that like 1,000 times.
Exactly. I know. I did that. Yeah. A couple days ago, it was funny. A couple days ago, I got in my car, to pick up my kids from school, and I totally forgot. I think I was talking on the phone or whatever, and I got out of the car and I started walking, and then I'm looking around and people. People were walking towards me and by me, and they go, like I was a zombie. Like they just jumped into the bushes. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, oh, I forgot my mask. And I ran back to my car and put it on. I was like, oh, it's like, I feel like I'm living in, the plague era where, everyone thought the devil was walking the earth and stuff. It was
Yeah,
wild. And I've been to Poveglia Island and talked to people that are, just just been affected, like in Venice, Italy, that whole era and stuff with Poveglia Island and the plague pit and all that. It's weird, man. It's just a weird,
uh,
but it's perception, right? It's perception from people's mind. Like
mhm.
the most powerful brains up here that we have as human beings. Sometimes we want to alter our own realities to say, we create this like fear. We create this like, I don't know, this alternate world, almost like it's a matrix.
Yeah.
Some people think we're living in the matrix. I mean,
Yeah,
shit. It's
if
like,
I come out like with stuff coming out,
yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, you come out, you're just a battery for the robots.
Oh man, that would suck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like I have strong thoughts, theories, and ideas, but I'm not closed off.
Yeah,
I love talking to people from different backgrounds, religions, and so on. I've I believe in greater things. I believe that there's something of a higher power. I believe that there's something that we just can't define yet. And I think that's the problem with human beings. Sometimes we want to just define it because
yeah,
we want hope, we want stability, and we want just that peacefulness to say, okay, this is what it is. And some people go through life just working so hard and having such strong thoughts. But I mean, I feel like in order to be open and free and just like have no regrets when you pass on, you have to be open. You have to be able to take in, not just push away, you
yeah,
know? And I think that's what I love with kind of what we're doing, or anybody I meet. I love like conversating because I think that's what it's all about is you put your energy out there, right? We produce this energy when we're moving, it's kinetic energy and so on and so forth, and electricity. So it's like we're putting all that intent out there, and it's might as well make it for the better. There's too much negative crap in this world,
Yeah.
man. So it's like, I don't know. Like anything, there's good and bad, positive and negative. I just want to resonate some crazy energy. So
Yeah. And,
yeah,
and the more investigations we do, the more energy we'll get, and just have fun,
yeah.
It's all about fun.
Yo, that's it. I mean, seriously, John Zaffa said it best to me one day. He said, sometimes we're so serious. If anybody knows John, he's the best person on. I love the guy to death. And he's like, everything is so serious. Sometimes it's just paranormal, this. And we forget to stop, laugh, and remember that we're living and we can breathe. And you go outside and the
Yeah.
sun's hitting your face. And I don't know, all day I'm trying to laugh and have fun because everything is serious. And
Yeah.
I joke around a lot. I really do. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you chilled with me enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always messing around.
You and
whenever I'm
Elizabeth, man. Especially Elizabeth, man. She's fun, and I hope she's on. What's up, Elizabeth? Hope to have you on the show soon.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to stop down and basically just enjoy yourself in the moments that you can share, or just take in. So yeah, he said it best. Just stop and laugh and have fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, before I ask you another question, somebody was asking if you're coming to Scotland anytime
Ooh.
soon.
What's up to everybody in Scotland? Yes, I would love to. I love the Edinburgh vaults. Anything in Edinburgh. I mean, that's where I was last time when I was filming out there. And yeah, there's a lot of places I want to go. I was just racing through my mind right now. I was trying to remember some of the locations in Scotland that I was researching. Yeah, I hope to in the future. I hope to get to a lot of places. There's so many different places outside of the U.S. that I would love to go to. Mayan temples. There's a lot of places back in England. I know I went there for a long time filming Paranormal Lockdown. That was brutal. Just going through living at the locations for 6 months straight. Yeah, there's a lot of places I would love to travel to. Australia.
I
I would
used to
like to
live
go.
in Australia.
Did you? Oh man,
Yeah,
I want
I
to
went to
go
college
bad.
there.
Yeah, no, a lot of people out there watch Paranormal Lockdown. A lot of the shows I've done, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places I want to go to.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about our world, right? Earth is
Hmm.
is actually small compared to all the other planets out there. It's just Jupiter and like I don't know, man. I'm starting to realize like some of these wormholes to different places, space, time. Thinking about like all those things, and that's what Deathwalker does too. The new series coming out is like
Yeah.
we start to get into the idea about time. What happens if we're not just communicating with what we believe and define as a ghost and that's it, somebody who was living and died? What happens if, like, for instance, I'm in a solitary confinement in a jail cell below a prison, and basically I have an intelligent response on the geoport device, and I'm getting these voices coming through from me asking questions. What happens if it's actually that person locked up in that solitary confinement jail cell in the 1800s of that time happening right now? Because if you think about, we create time because we grow old and we die, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens. Our bodies grow old and die. But time is happening right now back then in that era. So
Yeah.
what happens? That person is in their cell block, confined, loses all sensitivity, because they're locked down there in the darkness, lack of food, water, and maybe they become vulnerable where they tap into some other part of the brain where they can hear me in the present time communicating. They hear my voice traveling through time, sound doesn't stop and so on. And it's interesting when you start thinking about it, because I just don't perceive how a quote unquote a ghost, right? A little Casper ghost is running around with vocal cords going, "Hey Nick, I'm here," using. So it's like it's like the same scenario where maybe it's this person and back in that time era, is communicating with us, and he's able to hear us, and we're able to hear him through our technology that we've developed now. And that's actually what we're communicating with, a bend in time through, I guess we can define it as the telephone to the dead, because we're alive. That's
Yeah.
back in time, so we define that as dead, but he's alive. We're in the future, so maybe we're defined as aliens or some weird ghost that he's scared of too. I don't know. Maybe he's like, "Hey, that dude Nick Ruff, he's from the 1400s, and I'm in the 1800s, and what the heck is happening?"
Yeah. Hell yeah,
Maybe
man.
Maybe he thinks I'm an ancient warrior or some sorts. That'd be a trip. A
Man.
spiritual warrior.
I got a question from somebody. So if I don't get your questions, people, sorry, I got so many questions coming up for Nick. But here's one that stuck out. This is for Nick. How does he see the paranormal world direction is going? Where do you see it going?
Right now, how is it look or how's it going?
Well, where he pretty much is asking where is the direction? Where's the paranormal direction going now with all this crazy stuff going on?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's interesting, right? Because if we look at things, maybe over a decade or so ago, there was only a couple of things on TV that was paranormal, paranormal related. Even farther back, 80s, 90s, maybe one or two things, right? So it's strange how things are evolving, and then there becomes this boom of oversaturated paranormal content everywhere. Now everybody
Yeah,
wants to be involved in the paranormal. It's like
yeah.
grandma wants to come down and be involved in the paranormal, and then
My dog.
yeah, little Jimmy and yeah, my hamster over here. I don't know. It's strange, but it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing and it's a
Yeah,
bad thing. A bad thing because it's like, two steps forward, two steps back. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like anything, you got cable networks. It's cutting stuff down to commercials or cutting it down to whatever it's going to be. It's like cable networks. It's like I've worked in that for so long. I'm just like kind of happy to be doing my own thing because it's like I don't know, it's almost like a controlled atmosphere of like 20 different people that want to say their own opinions,
yeah.
but yet I'm there doing it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
it's
And
weird because like everybody's going to like Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. Nobody's
yeah,
watching TV anymore. It's like I feel like the ratings have dropped on television since
bro,
you got all these platforms.
the future is streaming. I'm telling you right now. That's why we created VidiSpace 3 years ago because I mean I saw the future happening. It's like I get these weird visions. I'm like, we got to roll with that. And I've always been like, I always try to listen to my intuitive sense on like what to do. And I feel like when we kind of launched that up and, I was just co-founder on it, it's obviously Elizabeth is the operations and she's the one that kind of oversees the whole working atmosphere of that. And then my cousin Justin, obviously them, but you
I met
know,
Justin. Yeah, I think I
yeah,
met.
yeah, he's the one that executive produced Paranormal Lockdown with me and Ghost Stalkers, and he was the researcher on Ghost Adventures too. He found
Oh
tons of
wow.
like Bobby Mackey's Poveglia Island, like Matt. He's beast on like
Wow.
locations. He's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good thing because we're all talking about the paranormal. So at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing and it's pushing it forward. But I think there's a lot of stuff out there that is just like, let me hurry up and just do something just to get in the spotlight for 5 seconds and just run around in the dark. And I don't know. I don't know. And then there's like real investigations. So I'm just like, I'm just at a point where I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like at a point where I just want to do stuff that I'm passionate about. Like I said, man, you live one life. I don't want to be remembered as some clown running around. I want to be remembered as
Yeah.
this dude who like made a difference and discovered something that's cool with people and had heart and passion. I want to be freaking Braveheart. I want to be Braveheart. I would stand I would stand in the
Stay
front
with a
lines
knife.
like Homeboy there and Braveheart and be like, let's go. And I would roar up spiritual war, bro. Like it would be all of us in the front line. I'm serious. I would be right there with everybody, rocking and rolling. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, let's build an army together in a good way, man. Like a
Yeah.
positive way, just like the Braveheart scenario. And let's battle out the negative and let's just push forward. Let's all discover something new. Let's work together, and just like try to hit it hard to I don't know, like just take this worldwide conceptual idea. Streaming is the future and this is the way
Yeah.
to go, like to push the paranormal out there a little bit further. But I think you got to be selective too, and people you work with, and all obviously you just have to have your own ideas and think outside the box too. So I think what you're doing is cool. I think what other people are doing is cool. I think what
Appreciate
Corey
it.
and Jen at
Yeah.
their location, is awesome. I think Dan at his Hinsdale house is awesome. All these people have great intentions. And I loved meeting a lot of these people on my journey, and I befriended a lot of them. I
Yeah.
really have. I consider a lot of my friends, like Lee and Jennifer. All these people that I've met. I mean, I consider my friends in some way, and
Yeah.
it's a part of life, man. It's a part of life. I think if we get closed off and we just want to like want to do our thing. Like I have a small circle of friends, because
Yeah.
unfortunately the industry has tainted me, and the problem is it's like you get on some like show or something like that. I'm just some New England kid. I'm no Hollywood. So you get on like some show or whatever, it just kind of platforms, and basically it's like a stepping stone in life. It's what I look at it as. And I'm in my
Yeah.
third life right here, that I'm ready to do some huge things.
Yeah.
And I feel like the next movement that we're doing right now is real, you
Yeah.
know? So I feel
Oh,
like
hell
what
yeah.
we're doing is the freaking real deal. And I feel like this is our little army that we're building. Like you, Josh, Dan, our whole entire like force is to be reckoned with. And we're
Yeah.
just we're just all moving together in sync. And I feel like that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Let's command this great force and energetically kind of go after like some new things, some equipment, like not cut each other down for like my idea is better than yours or whatever. I feel like all of our ideas are great. It's just a matter of how we execute them.
Hmm.
What's up, Beth? I just saw your comment pop up. Thank you.
Oh, Dan. Dan's
Yeah.
on it. It's
What's
like
up, Dan?
he wanted to make a comment about your Nirvana slash shirt.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, "What's up with that?"
What do you mean? What's up with that? It's split half and half. It's a cool shirt. I didn't even know it was Nirvana when I first saw it. I just got it. I'm like, oh wait, I think it's Nirvana. So after I was wearing it, I recognized that. It just looked cool.
I love
Dan,
it.
I'll get you one, Dan. I'll get you one.
Yeah, I want one too. That's a cool shirt.
All right, I'll give you this one.
It probably won't fit me.
All right, just rip into it like Bigfoot would. Just rip it off. Let all the hair out, bro. Let all the hair out.
Like Austin Powers, man.
Yeah. Totally.
So one thing someone was asking about your workout. I know you've been
My
working
workout.
your workout.
Oh man.
I've been following you about the Lost. Is it the Lost Limbs project?
Yeah, Lost Limbs Foundation. We have
Tell me about that.
We have a new show. Mike Couch, great individual, stands for a great cause. Help raise money for children in need of prosthetics, and raise awareness. For everything he's doing. So Lost Limbs Foundation, go check them out. Lostlimbs.org is their website. And all the money goes to helping children. So it's amazing. So basically how it all kind of went down is I've known Mike through the years, through events I do for Nick Ruff Tour. We have one of our last events, by the way, coming up, Ashmore Estates in Indiana. One event coming up. Check it out if you go to nickrufftour.com. There's only actually a couple spots left. I think it's pretty much sold out. But we're investigating Ashmore Estates. But yeah, Lost Limbs Foundation, and basically Mike Couch called me and he said, Nick, I'm going through life. I'm having challenges. I'm hurting, man. I feel like I'm getting older. I need to do something now before, I don't know. Mike's like one of those people that has to push for it. And it's great. I told him you got to pick big things to do to keep your your mental powers in sync with what you want to do, or else it's going to unbalance your life and you're just going to kind of fall into that weird depressive state, right? It's really difficult, man. Like I said, we're all challenged. And so he said, I want to climb a mountain. And I said, what do you want to climb? And he said some wild mountain. I don't know. It wasn't Mount Everest, but it was like Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't know. It was something crazy. And I was like, yo, we should probably maybe take like I don't know, Mount Washington. We could definitely do. So that's kind of how it turned into that. By the way,
I would die a quarter way up, man. I'd be like rolling back down. You'd see me, I'd be like, hey.
It's a tough mountain. It's actually the highest clocked winds in the world is on top of Mount Washington. You can go see a documentary they did, and it's like high speeds. I don't know, like 150 miles, 200 miles an hour. Maybe it's faster. I forget, but so that's how it started. So I said, let's film the whole journey, and then we
Yeah.
created a name called Unlimited Journey. So Unlimited Journey is up on Amazon Prime right now for everybody to watch. Episode 1 and 2 is up there. It's also on VidiSpace. That's VIDI.space. You can go sign up, become a member. You can watch that. You can watch everything. G Crew podcast show I do. You can watch Dan's show. Dan has a great show up
Yeah.
there. I mean, there's so many different people that we're working with right now that have amazing documentary series, original content. My Deathwalker series is coming out there. There's so many different, shows. The live show is going to be on there on one of the sites. You got to go and check out all the information for that. But Unlimited Journey, we raised a ton of money for children in need, and basically I went down to the Boston Hospital, the Children's Boston Hospital, and helped Mike and raise money for a kid that really need prosthetics. So that was a great cause, and it felt good, man. But also, what was unique about it is I got to challenge myself. I need to balance my life because I'm always in haunted locations, and they're very
Yeah.
decrepit, and the environments suck, and I'm always feeling like, oh, gross afterwards. So, I decided just to start working out really hardcore, and that's all I've been doing. So for the last couple of years, I just started doing that, and really just we turned it into a series, and then we did the Spartan Beast, which was
I
insane.
saw that. Yeah,
It
that's
was
crazy,
insane.
man. I
Yeah.
would not be able to do that.
Yeah, it was wild. I want to do another one. I was actually training really hard before the whole COVID thing hit. I was going to compete in Spartan and try to win for one of the races just because I wanted to. So, I don't know. I've done a lot of crazy things in my life, from
Yeah.
American Ninja Warrior I did, and
Oh
Spartan
wow.
Beast, and climb Mount Washington with Mike Couch, and Johnny Hauser, Jeff Waldridge, just it's been a crazy journey. The next episode we're supposed to do will be with my sister, and hopefully our good friend who was Olympic gold medalist back in 19, I think it was 96, and I think we're all going to team up and swim a lake, I don't know, 2 miles or something, then climb a mountain. That's what I want to do, but we'll see if they can make it. But it will be interesting. My sister's all gun ho about it. She's like, I'm gonna kick your ass in it. We're gonna go fast. I'm like, it's not a race. We're not racing. We're swimming together. But yeah, she's
You see
competitive.
what Dan says? Animal, you and I could join the B team that comes to the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see me and Dan like a Dan. Can we have a beer?
Yeah. You can be holding the ribbon for us. We can run through the ribbon all slow motion.
Just like have that
Yeah.
grand closure
All,
of the
all
song.
slow motion, like shirtless for Dan. Like Baywatch style. Dan, hold me. I'll just trip and land on my face.
and dog crap or something like that.
I know, right in dog crap, and it'll be like the fox and the turtle. I'll just be the fox, unfortunately. Yeah, and then Mike will win. That's how it always does. Yeah,
Dude.
so that's kind of how it all originated.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. So, with all this said, before this adventure, so what made you be interested in the paranormal? Like, what got you from start to paranormal adventures? How'd that start? Then paranormal lockdown. Like, I'm interested to know, how did this adventure start in your life since a kid?
Yeah, so when I was about 8 years old, I fell from a tree, hit a cyclone fence, ripped open my whole entire arm right here. You can see the scar. Ripped it open, and basically almost died. Mom saved my life. I don't know if that put me on my quest, but it's a weird thing I look back on. That was kind of dramatic and still lingers with me. But after that, I don't know. I was always involved in haunted locations in high school, going to it. I remember my cousin Justin and I in Las Gas going up to creepy monastery in the fog and searching that out, and all these legends and stories of being haunted. My buddies and I would go to haunted house in Drake, Massachusetts, looking for places, or New England. And I was just always intrigued with just scary stories, And my grandmother used to talk to me about ghosts, but it was not until I started hearing about UFOs, and I think Fire in the Sky, that film, right behind me, that really scared me as a kid about the aliens and stuff. And I really wanted to meet him someday. So Not until I did the convention Crypticon, that's where I actually met him and heard his whole story and stuff. But Travis Walton, from what they base the movie Fire in the Sky on. Um, but I was really involved in aliens, extraterrestrials, space, time, UFOs. I was really, really heavily involved in that when I was a kid. So at age 13, I had a map I was unfolding saying I'm going to Area 51 someday. And I was listening to Art Bell in my little boombox. And that's kind of basically what intrigued me to kind of take the path of the paranormal and just not until I went to college, UNLV, my sister's godparents who lived out there the whole life would talk about Area 51 and they talk about, Nellis Air Force Base and all this crazy stuff and how they used to sit up on their house when they're kids and watch the nuclear bomb being tested. It's just wild.
Yeah.
And I think the my sister's godfather's father helped build the hangars out there that he talked about
Oh
before he
wow.
passed away. So I don't know. Maybe I guess I was destined to do it. For a long time, I didn't really realize. I just loved an adventure. I loved the journey, and I loved the thrill of just doing some wild stuff and just going exploring different locations that are like creepy and weird, and just trying to understand it. So I think it wasn't until I met two guys out in Nevada, and I said, do you guys want to go look for ghosts? And that's kind of how it all triggered everything. And that's what spawned, the documentary that I put together and basically ended up calling it Ghost Adventures. And that turned into a phenomenon. Basically, who thought I never thought in the world it would be an ongoing series forever. And basically, that's what I did for 10 seasons. And after that, created Paranormal Lockdown and other
Yeah.
really interesting ideas, like Ghost Stalkers with John Tenney and Chad Lindbergh. And um, Paranormal Lockdown was interesting because it allowed me to basically go and stay at locations for 3 to 4 days and really just live there, not leave and be vulnerable. And I mean, we were walking around for 24 hours and then rest in like the worst conditions, worst areas, and see what would happen. Honestly, man, it was hard to like lay down and try to close my eyes. I felt like sometimes people were just staring down at me, hovering over like the sleeping bag that I was laying in by myself up in
Yeah.
like Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum on the fourth floor where no one wants to go. And I'm sitting there by myself, laying down and going, all right, I have to sleep for an hour or so because my body is just giving up. Like that shit gets real. And it
Wow.
messes with your head. So long story short, that's been the journey and basically led to ongoing decade of working on, cable television and doing that. And I just felt, at this point, interesting how politics play out and people get shady, but I'm always been humbled and I always been real in who I am. And, I always stick to my roots. I know where I came from and how I grew up. And I'm just a loyal, honest dude. And I said, it is what it is. So I just moved forward and just made Deathwalkers on my own. I have
Hmm.
great people that I work with. Shout out to Rosa, shout out to Dan and all my crew and everybody who rolls with me. And I just, it's been really good. It's been really good because I feel passionate, I feel driven, and
Yeah.
there's like a fire inside me, man, that is just like in pursuit of this mission,
Yeah. I
with
feel that.
everybody else. So yeah, it's been awesome. It's been really cool. It's been an interesting journey, but that's life, right? It's kind of like what we were
Yeah.
talking about in the beginning. You don't know which way you're going, which way it's turning, but here we are. And now I feel like the next phase of my life is going to be my best life. Like right here
Yeah.
moving forward is going to be the best moment because I feel like something huge is about to happen, which it is. So, that's kind of what we're doing. We're excited for all the upcoming stuff that we have going on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like I said, like working with you, like that brought my passion just to the paranormal, and I'm excited for when things come. All the projects that come in, plus the thing we've worked on, and
Yeah.
like that are to be announced soon. So I'm excited, man. I'm stoked. One question that someone asked: what's your most scariest investigations, and has it made you want to quit at a point where it almost made you
Yeah.
shat yourself?
Yeah. I've never gotten there. I've never gotten there. Maybe once or twice when I was sick, but I've never gotten there. No, I think that there's been times where I've obviously been nervous and I've always been I've been startled. A lot of people have seen, a bunch of the episodes from the past, like Linda Vista Hospital, East LA, right? I turned around, I saw a woman standing there, 2 feet in front of my face, I almost jumped out of my socks. I freaked out, but anybody's going to jump in the dark at 4 a.m. in a trauma
Yeah.
center of this decrepit hospital and sees a woman with a hospital gown standing in the darkness. Like, dude, that was scary. I felt like I was in Scooby Doo and I turned white and just like,
Oh man.
passed out. But stuff like that, I feel it opens up your brain to say, if you're a logical thinker and you're grounded, right? And
Yeah.
you got to be skeptical, but you got to be open. And I feel like I'm a little bit of both, but I'm very in tune and I understand we're walking through a world that we don't have all the answers to.
Yeah.
So environments like that intrigue me, and especially experiences like that. And I think that triggered something for me where it opened up my brain to say, what else is out there? And how is it possible that I saw her, she saw me, in that split moment, was a game changer for me. And I
Wow.
feel like that's kind of what um startled me, but also awoken the inner self of me to say, let's pursue this, let's drive a little bit deeper into this. And I feel like those moments change us, experiences change us, any experience changes us for good or bad. So I think that I take away from, there hasn't been a moment that I said, "Oh, this is the scariest thing ever and I'm done or I can't do this anymore." There hasn't been a moment, because every experience I walk away from, it helps me evolve as a human being, good or
Yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah.
You know
It's
what I
so
mean?
true.
It's not just like, you can't just look at bad things and say, "Oh, that's horrible and that's evil and oh, I got to walk away from that." No, it needs to be, it's either an example for you or it's a learning lesson for you, or here you can take from it and evolve to be something better. So it's like Bobby Mackey's Music World, Wilder,
Mhm.
Kentucky. That place scared me back in the day, but it was more of a lingering effect of just negative energy. And I think I was also in a bad place back in those days. When you surround yourself with negative people too, it's like,
Yeah.
what good's it gonna do walking in when you're feeling negative? You go into a negative place, it's gonna be more negative. Like, who wants to do
Yeah.
that?
The
So I think back then that was kind of like one of those phases where I'm like, I never want to go in there, never want to go back. But I mean, like, I choose my words carefully now, because I said that was put on cable television, but yet I went back to it because I had to go back to it. I'm not gonna
yeah.
stop my life just because I said I never would go back. You can't hold me to that. We all change, we all grow up,
Yeah.
we all mature, and I
Hmm.
think when you say stuff, have no regrets, but just keep pushing forward. And that's what I've been doing. So there's been times that I've been
Man.
scared, like being
Yeah.
locked in a morgue for an hour, or like I had to sleep in a morgue in Newsham Park Hospital in where was it, near Liverpool, England. I slept in the morgue for the whole night. That was disgusting, number one. And number
Wow.
two, it smelled, and it was like the most uncomfortable situation, sleeping on a metal slab. Honestly, an hour or so into it, I was like, this sucks being dead.
Oh.
If I have to feel my body when I'm dead, this sucks. You're like,
Oh, dude.
wonder why people want to release from their body when they die, because it's just like
Gosh.
a lump of rock. And like,
Disgusting. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, man, I'm leaving this body. Like, thank you, the heavens, for giving me this body or whatever, but I'm leaving it when I'm gone. I don't want to be laying on a morgue slab.
Oh hell,
It's
man.
uncomfortable.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good stuff. But before we head out, we gotta head out in a couple of minutes. What advice would you give to new investigators starting in the paranormal?
Yeah, just be open minded. I think don't close off so quickly and judge, like, things so rapidly. I think go in and have an open mind, but be balanced. Don't think, like, if there's a creak or there's a sound, everything's paranormal.
Yeah.
They're old buildings. Things just happen sometimes. But you know, think outside the box. I think that's the biggest key, is think outside the box and be open to other possibilities. Don't follow what people are already doing. And sometimes just
Yeah.
watching too much TV or looking at your iPhones or scanning the internet can do more harm than good. I think go
Yeah.
on and do your own thing. Like, don't try to pursue or try to be like anyone else. Be yourself and go out there and just like own that, and think
Yeah.
outside the box and just be clever with what you do. And I don't know, make a difference, man. Like, go out there and and then share it with everyone. I think that's a great thing with the internet, is share it, put it up there. put it on Vidi
Yeah.
Space. I don't know, just get it out there and just have the ability to try to just go after what your passion is and really fully believe in what you're doing, because I think that's the biggest thing we can walk away is give it your all, really believe in what you're doing, be passionate about it, and if you really want to pursue that, then do it. Nobody's stopping you. I
No.
think that's the
Yeah.
that's the point I want to make is just love what you're doing, because you got to wake up every day and look at yourself, you know?
Hmm.
And I think you don't want to go to sleep thinking, "Oh, I wish I could have done this," or "Why did I do that?" Man, just do it. Have no regrets. What's the worst that can happen? You got to create another idea. You got to start over or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
just go after your dreams. Life is short.
Amen, brother. Well, Nick, man, I'm really stoked having you on the show, man. It's been a while, like I said. Um, can't wait to talk to you some more, and hopefully we get to work together some more.
Yeah.
So, everybody, thank you for joining us on Animal Paranormal Live. We'll see you soon.
Peace.